And hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Been a minute. Been a minute since we've had a chat, since we've had a talk, since we've had a stream on YouTube. How are y'all doing? You're tired of those ads for fake games? You finally found the game? Let's go, Dawn Wanderer. Let's go, Dawn Wanderer. Hello, everybody. It's been too damn long. Hello, Andrea. Yeah, remembered. It has been too goddamn long. It has been too goddamn long. And we're still a more active podcast than the Keep in Touch. Still more active, pumping out more episodes than Keep in Touch podcast, so let's go. Let's go. The voice clear doesn't match the actor in those ads. Oh my goodness. You are most welcome. You are most welcome. I'm gonna try to keep this one short and sweet stream today. I have some smokehouse barbecue coming on the way a little bit later tonight, so I want to make sure I have I am here for my barbecue. All that good stuff. Sorry, I had to take my medication for the day. My health is doing better, by the way, thanks to these. My thyroid is almost normal, so that's good. That's good news. My thyroid is back to almost normal reading now, so that's very, very good. Hells yeah, barbecue! It's gonna be good stuff. I'm getting some good shit, hopefully. I've never tried this place before, so I'll let you guys know. But we have a few things. I guess we have a little bit to talk about. The reason I haven't had shows is there really hasn't been anything newsworthy to discuss. I just decided to stream on Twitch instead of YouTube past couple of weeks because there hasn't really been, there's been things here and there. There's been things here and there to talk about, but nothing to make a full show about. So and I don't like forcing shows. I don't like forcing podcasts because that kind of waters down the quality of the podcast as a whole, right? So for the times that I'm not streaming on YouTube, you guys can always find me on Twitch. You can find me Crumbrion on Twitch, twitch.tv/Crumbrion. There, nailed it. So you can find me on there if I'm not on YouTube on Saturdays. But next week, on Saturday, I'll actually be on Power Keg Greg's podcast that he's starting up. The Depp versus trial here in VA has been rather entertaining. See, there's other people that are covering it to death, so I'm not even bothering. There'll be thousands. There'll be a billion more places to find out more information about the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp thing. That will be on other channels. I will happily look over it. I learned my lesson watching ongoing court cases. I learned my lesson a little while ago not to keep up on that roller coaster and just watch it once everything is said and done, because it's much better to analyze things after the fact, which we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Mario Batali thing today a little bit later in the show. I may or may not have a guest joining me to talk about that, so depends on if he gets back from dinner fast enough. But I may or may not have someone joining me a little bit later to talk about the Mario Batali stuff, because that was a huge case, landmark ruling. Very interesting details behind that one that may have implications. We'll see, right? We're going to talk about the Damon Mills situation, the new ongoing weirdness in that situation. We're talking about that today. That'll be the first bit of the show. I know you guys love that topic. But yeah, for those of you who may or may not have noticed, my channel got a bit of a forced makeover. Hello, Randy. Ragnarok Knight, how you doing? There's Power Keg Greg. Hello, Ellie. My channel got a bit of a forced makeover in the form of name change and all that other stuff. It turns out that there was, it's very likely that it was a cookie grabber. Like a cookie grabber that it was possibly something to do with OBS, because I normally log into YouTube using OBS just so that I can just go ahead and do everything through OBS. I'm not going to do that anymore though, because it looks like there's a cookie grabber bot out there that took the login API or whatever from my OBS and tried to hijack my YouTube channel. You leave Damon alone. So it tried to hijack my YouTube channel unsuccessfully. I do have a bunch of things set up as precautions, like 2-factor authentication, just to name one of them. But I do have a number of things, contingencies set up so that that stuff doesn't happen. I'm guessing they ran into that and they just moved on to the next account. But I had to apologies for blasting out all of the uploads, because I had to relist everything, and that counts as like a new upload apparently to YouTube. So even just changing the visibility back to public made it seem like I uploaded like 500 videos. So for people that got spammed with that, apologies. Probably won't happen again, hopefully. But if y'all see anything out there that's like channels changing or whatever else, report that right away. I gotta give a shout out to Blight Blazer for quickly pointing that out to me, and I quickly got on top and fixed it. So YouTube's investigating how that happened. I didn't give out my password. I didn't do anything like that. I have all of these authentications in place. There was no actual physical logins to my account, so it was literally just some sort of a bot grabbing login cookies and using that to go as far as they can in the account. So that's pretty much all that was. That's pretty much all it was. It had nothing to do with me not streaming. It had nothing to do with anything like that. It was just literally I had no topics to talk about for the past few weeks that I wanted to make a show around. So crypto miners would take over YouTube channels and try to get them to invest in cryptocurrency. Yes, that is likely the case, because the name that replaced mine on my YouTube channel very briefly, they have a number of other YouTube channels that were blasting out cryptocurrency, like fake cryptocurrency videos. So they were trying to get people to invest in this QR code thing, and which would eventually lead to your channel getting deleted. So that's pretty much what was slated for my channel, but I caught it as they were doing it. So it stopped them. We didn't do anything. Yay. But I was just streaming. That had nothing to do with me not podcasting. That was just like literally lack of topics and nothing to talk about. So, or nothing. I should say nothing newsworthy to talk about. One thing very briefly. So I've been seeing like a lot of like little topics here and there. A couple things that I wanted to talk about. Did I buy anything? Ripe opportunity? No. Couple points that I wanted to bring up, just very briefly before we get into the Damon Mills stuff for the first little bit of the show here. I've been seeing people parading around on Twitter saying that Quentin Flynn got replaced as Jin, blah, 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 that he's getting his roles replaced. This is false, by the way. This is not true. Riot did not replace any of Quentin's voice lines. He's not getting replaced as the character, blah, 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 blah. What people are mistaking as a quote-unquote replacement because of any perceived wrongdoing is actually a game called Legends of Runeterra. Legends of Runeterra and the people that make Legends of Runeterra are notorious for not taking the original voice actors and replacing the voice actors just because they don't want to pay the voice actors. That's pretty much the bottom line of it. It's not because there's any controversy. It's not because it's what this, that, or whatever else. It's literally because Legends of Runeterra does it literally all the fucking time. So they announced Jin in Legends of Runeterra. It's a different voice actor. They do that because they rarely ever take the original voice actors for the game. That's it. Period. That's what it is. It's the card game. It's not the actual game. Riot has not been replacing him. Nothing like that. So, as much as they want to furiously masturbate to it and their little fanfics, you know, that's fine. Go for it. You guys are wrong, like you usually are. That's okay. As far as I understand, Quentin's been very busy. He's been very busy and being very successful. So, you know, if they want to continue going on and whatever else, they failed at doing literally anything they tried to do with him. So, congratulations. Everybody knows that you're a bunch of liars and that you have lied so much that you can't possibly get any traction now. So, congratulations, you played yourself. Which is also largely why I haven't been talking about any of his detractors, because they have buried themselves so far in the dirt that people look at them and fucking laugh now. Like there's no point in talking about them because they have completely clowned themselves wholly and fully, even though they continue to try and make new Twitter accounts and act like they're brand new people to the situation and act like they're completely different. Like first time they've ever heard this stuff, blah, 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 blah. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. These people, they can't move on from the situation and live their lives. They can't do it. And it'll also be pretty funny, because certain individuals that keep coming after myself, here's the funny part. They have been clowned to oblivion, absolutely, Andrea. Here's the funny part, though. The hilarious situation about this entire thing. People who are coming after me, and this includes Chrissy herself, as well as the other clan, as well as the rest of the clown brigade. Y'all realize that I am a business associate with Sam and Quentin. Like, I'm putting together a convention and I'm offering a business opportunity for Quentin Flynn, and y'all are trying to interfere in that contract. And y'all are trying to interfere in that business dealing. So that is like number fucking one, what the judge told Chrissy not to do, by the way. Number one. So when I'm casually telling Chrissy and her friends, when I'm casually telling them all that maybe y'all should not fucking do this, I'm not doing it because, you know, I'm an alt-right Nazi YouTuber. I'm doing it because I'm genuinely telling you guys you probably shouldn't do that. Especially considering that over the past 6 months, you have absolutely confirmed your connections to Chrissy that have been documented and archived. You have absolutely documented how you are connected to her, how you are doing this on her behalf, and how she and by her direction, and how she is participating in such events as well. FYI. Not a very smart thing to do when there's an open criminal case against an individual that is party to that. So I understand that Chrissy really thinks that she's going to be traveling to go to some pods, some fat pod whale, her wedding in I don't know, July, I think it was. Really thinks that she's going to travel to a different country. Have fun with a criminal record. Have fun leaving the country and have fun getting into another country with a criminal record. By the way. So, I mean, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. If they want to continue to try and attack people, if they want to continue to try and get his contracts canceled, they want to continue to harass and stalk and apparently verify that the person who said that she doesn't have the ability to travel actually does have the ability to and means to travel. That's dumb too, by the way. You probably shouldn't go out and say in court under oath that you don't have the ability to travel, that you can't go to a different state, and then go and on Twitter, on public social media, and declare that you are going to a different country for a wedding. Probably shouldn't do that and perjure yourself immediately after you say it. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe. You don't take my advice anyways, so whatever it is. Exactly. Like, when poor Sap wanted that, I tell you, Stacy, they're in for something. They're in for something else. This brings me to another terminally online individual that I want to laugh at here very briefly, because this leans into the Damon Mills situation. You've heard it's harder to get into Canada. Yeah, if you have a criminal record, you can't get into Canada. Like, if you or the States, if you like literally even have, like, if you have a theft, a theft on your criminal record, and you've been convicted, you cannot travel. It is fucking very, very difficult to get around that. If you have a fucking drunk driving conviction, you can't travel. So good luck. Good luck trying to travel with a stalking conviction, criminal stalking conviction on your criminal record. Good luck. Just saying. So one other person I want to laugh at, one other terminally online individual I want to laugh at here, that has been caught in 4K. Has been caught in 4K paying for promotions on their Twitter, by the way. This part always makes me hilarious. This part is always hilarious. It always makes me laugh so fucking much. These people, they claim that they don't care. Oh, they don't care. Like, oh, you know, I'm just super popular. I'm just this and whatever else. I'm just like blah, blah, blah. I'm just the big shit. Getting caught paying for promotion on social media for just your regular ass posts. Not only your regular ass posts, but posts that you are trying to actively defame some cause or person. Let's laugh at this idiot together, please. Just very briefly. I blocked out what he's talking about because I don't want to advertise for this asshat because he's already fucking paying for it. As you can see by the promoted sticker on the bottom of... I had this sent to me, by the way. Shout out to... oh, God, who sent it to me? Who sent it to me? 1 second. I don't want to mess this up. Wesley, thank you so much for sending this to me. Shout out to Wesley, one of our listeners. One of our listeners here sent this to me. This fucking clown paid for Twitter to promote a tweet of him actively trying to defame and interrupt a company's business. Actively. So in this tweet, I'm not going to name what he's going after here, but as you can see, he's sharing a Google Doc. He's trying to say, it's like, oh, well, these people are banning people for talking up about this, for speaking up about this. I'm not saying you should speak up about it, but here's a form, here's a Google Doc, here's where you can go and talk about this. Hey, investors of this thing, maybe you should go and take a look at this. And he fucking paid Twitter to promote it. This dude is begging for a fucking lawsuit. He's begging for a lawsuit. What a fucking moron. He wants to get sued so goddamn bad. He wants to get sued so fucking bad. It's hilarious. It's that guy. You often get this image confused with Toye. because they're all the same. They're all the same NPC. They just have different names. It's like in Skyrim, right? When you play Skyrim and they only have a certain amount of character models, but they all just wear different things. It's the same fucking voice actor for like 15 NPCs, but they're all like they're all the same NPC. They all look exactly the same. They're all just wearing different outfits and have different skin color. Yeah. That's those two. The same fucking NPCs, man. The same. They butted from the same original person. It's true. Might as well be the exact same. I love that he's struggling to remain relevant, and he has to pay Twitter to promote his tweets because he's not getting any interaction on them. How fucking embarrassing. Oh my god. So I wanted to spend a minute laughing at that idiot. Before we go on to the Damon Mills stuff now, we have an update in the Damon Mills situation. Now, folks, I have to give a shout out to people that are apparently way more attention oriented than I am. There are some individuals that took a look into some stuff that Damon Mills had posted, and they had noticed a pattern. Now, I had been sent a fucking boatload of screenshots by no less than 3 people about this situation. So I figured this is something to talk about. So it is turning out, yo, Dean Domino, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Remember, Anime Outsider said these guys are made in a factory at the start of the Vic stuff. Yes, you are 100% correct. So it turns out Damon Mills has been buying likes and follows and bots to interact with his posts on Twitter. Oddly enough, it seems that he paid for most of the likes and shares regarding the stuff surrounding the Duncan situation. I don't know. I haven't gone and looked through a bunch of anything else and seen if he's done this before, or if this is a pattern, or if this is brand new. But hello, Musements. Hello, Edgy Bobby. Why is that even an option? Let me tell you. You can go and pay websites to follow your Twitter. It's exactly what Elon's trying to stop. It exists because people can make money off of it, and social media websites like Twitter and Instagram have built themselves off of it. Let me tell you a quick side story here of why I don't have an Instagram account anymore, by the way. I had an Instagram account that I just used to follow a handful of people. Just post like selfies every so often. Nothing big, right? At some point in time, through my 2-factor authentication, through all of my privacy and stuff like that, somebody got into my account from Japan or whatever, and they followed 3,000 people. A lot of them were verified individuals. And so I tried. So I locked it down, removed all access to whatever else, and I started going through and removing all of the accounts that I didn't follow. Instagram banned me from unfollowing people. Instagram stopped me from unfollowing people and re-added them to my follow list after I deleted them. They stated that it's for the sanctity of the platform. I'm telling them, it's like, look, this was done because I was hacked. These are fake. They're not real. That someone obviously broke your TOS to do this. I'm removing them. And they're like, no, you can't unfollow people anymore because it destabilizes our platform. So I deleted my Instagram account. These platforms, and this is something that Elon Musk literally like yesterday just came out and talked about how Twitter undersold how many bots and fake accounts they have on the platform, because the more people they have on the platform, the more interactions they have on the platform, the more valuable the platform is. That's what's going on here. So because of that whole situation, Twitter actually came out and said, well, yeah, our estimates were actually lowball estimates. Blah, blah, blah. And people are trying to say, oh, this is Elon just trying to back out of his deal. It's like, no, this is Elon exposing social media for being a pile of fucking garbage, for being a massive fucking lie that people have been eating up for years. These accounts don't fucking exist. These people don't exist in real life. One person, as we have seen, one person can have 80 accounts. One person can have 80 accounts or more. It exists because it's lucrative to exist. Because you can pay somebody on the internet $50, $100, $2,000 to go and have their 8 million bots fucking sit on your video and like your video or share your video or put bullshit text in there to make it seem like it's interaction, things like that. There are things out there to boost your visibility on the internet. And social media, so Twitter, Instagram, things like that, they have absolutely no interest in stopping it because it makes them more valuable. It makes the social platform more valuable to have interaction on it. That's why you see things like Parler not taking off, right? That's why you see Minds not taking off and being the next Twitter or whatever else, blah, 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 right? That stuff exists, but it doesn't exist to the degree of Twitter because they don't have the permeation of fake fucking accounts on it. Because people value optics rather than reality. When the reality is, these people don't exist. The numbers on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok don't carry over to reality. They never will. But you can sell that. You can market that. You can tell people, look, you have 10 million people looking at your thing. Look at how successful this thing is. It's all fake. It's all cardboard. They don't exist. They don't exist. And so, when you look at the people who were liking and sharing and retweeting and making it look like Damon Mills had all of these people, which I guarantee you was not to garner public support, because public would assume that a voice actor has a following, right? You would assume, oh, that's the voice actor of Frieza. I'm sure he has like thousands of people that would interact with his shit. Of course he would. This is 1000% to play towards the other VAs in the industry. Because people might say, wow, that's a really terrible thing. I can't believe that happened. And then they see, oh, well, 1,000 people are in support of him. I'm only a small voice actor. I don't have that many people in my corner. I can't really speak up. I can't say anything about this. This is the fucking game being played right now. This is the game being played right now. How many followers of everyone in old Funimation? How many followers are bots? How many people liking and retweeting and everything else like that? Have we really taken a look into it? We've seen like 8 or 9 people at most be vocal when it comes to defending Jamie Markey and Monica Rial and Damon Mills and everything else like that. It's like even less for them. It's like 2 or 3 people. And then you have people in the industry saying it's like, well, he doesn't really have many people standing up for him. It's a very interesting discussion. It's a very interesting discussion. Would this not be an example of a so-called power that a certain VA supposedly had over 20 years, but only done for a much smaller VA instead? Yes. Yes. Absolute nest of vipers. So you see, these numbers are being inflated so that he can look like he's a bigger fish than he actually is. Over thousands, apparently, with the amount that left certain people after Elon moved in, yeah. Thousands. Hello, Zombie Gaming. Hello, Invu Aura. How you doing? So this is what this is a very interesting detail that's come up. So why would Damon be botting his tweets regarding his side after the forced retraction? So this is the amount of stuff that I have facts to back up, people, because there's facts showing it. So we're going to get into campfire story time now. We're going to get into a little bit of a campfire story time. Because this stuff next that I'm going to talk about is pure speculation. Because I always tell you guys when I'm bringing the facts, like the stuff I just talked about has factual stuff to back it up. Facts and evidence, it's all been archived, it's showing. Next stuff, I'm gonna go into my brain here. I'm going to go into my brain matter, and I'm going to pick out a little bit of a story time. Yes, it's gather around the Canuckleheads campfire. Gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song. CAMPFIRESONG song. Simple, he ain't as big as the business as he wants to be, so he's trying to self-inflate. Yes, absolutely. Why would he be doing that? Why would he be trying to intimidate other voice actors and his peers into supporting him by making it seem like he's a bigger fish? Why would he need to do that? If he was innocent, why would he need to do that? So recently, as in like a few weeks ago, the Duncan Wentz, I think it was Duncan Wentz, Twitter posted about, oh, I made it all up, blah, 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 right? Here's an interesting situation that I thought of the other day as a possibility, but I kind of kept it under my hat. I've been watching this situation develop, and I've been analyzing this situation for a very long time. Remember, let's go back into time. Let's go back into time when I first read over the allegations, right? Remember my reaction when I was reading Duncan's telling of things, right? I initially said this sounded a lot like conflation. I didn't believe it off the top. Like, there's a lot of stuff in here that sounds reasonable, but there's other stuff that's a big time gaps. There's lots of things that suggest that there's a lot of dishonesty going on. At the end of it, I said the only reason I believe this story is because Damon Mills himself initially came out and said, it's all true. This was a quote, by the way. It's true, but it's true. It happened, but it was consensual. But it didn't happen the way that, it didn't happen the way that it said it happened. Back into time. There's a quote from Damon Mills saying that it was consensual. It wasn't his lawyer. They tried, funny how when that backfired, they tried to say, oh, it was the lawyer that said it. If the lawyer says it, that's an authorized statement on behalf of your client. I'm sorry. You can't retroactively retcon a statement in the heat of the moment. Here's a funny part about telling the truth. The first thing you hear is likely the truth. In the heat of the moment, not a prepared statement. Prepared statements can be curated, everything else like that. But more so, in the heat of the moment, what you say in the heat of the moment, the first thing that comes up is usually the truth, or the most true of that situation. So his first statement was, it happened, but it was consensual. Okay, well, what's the repercussions of that? When it turned out that the repercussions of that were actually worse, they tried to retcon. Oh, no, that's not what we said. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. And why didn't you say what you meant? You meant it. Absolutely, you meant it. It happened and it was consensual. 100%. Don't try and play fucking innocent after the fact. So then, when that didn't work, all of a sudden, the Duncan Wentz account is trying to go and say, oh, there's no big conspiracy. I lied about everything. Nothing was true. Even the things I didn't say weren't true. Even things that other people found out after the fact that I never brought up at all, they weren't true either. So here's the funny part, folks. In the original allegations, the Facebook posts were never brought up, never mentioned. Facebook posts were never brought up. They were things that I looked for. I went to the Facebook and I clicked through the Facebook and I looked at it live and I found myself, Damon's comments. I found the other comments. All of that stuff. I found that myself. And this wasn't a fake Facebook profile. This was Damon's real, actual Facebook profile. Because he hadn't deleted it at that point. It was his up-to-date picture. It had current friends. Everything like that. The problem with this entire situation now is that Duncan is saying, oh, well, those Facebook posts, those were all photoshopped. They're all faked. No, they weren't. I saw them myself. Oh, we logged into each other's accounts and said stupid stuff all the time. Why is your story changing so often now? Like it's two different people telling the story. Story time here, folks. I don't believe that the person running the Duncan Wentz account now is the person in question, is the person subject to the story. Now, call me crazy, but it's fitting that the person uses a Yu-Gi-Oh picture, right? Because it really reminds me of the one early on Yu-Gi-Oh episode when they're in that like maze or whatever else, and they come across the twins. Now, stop me if you remember this episode, but it's the twins and it's that old riddle, right? You meet the guy at the fork in the road, and blah 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 blah. Like they say that, oh, one of us always lies, one of us always tells the truth, right? But what if they're both lying? That changes the entire situation. Paradox Brothers. Yes, thank you, Edgy Bobby. So, what if the person that was subject to the situation, who has his own personal Twitter account, by the way, that is not Duncan Wentz, who has not commented or reacted to any of the news or situation that had come out, as far as I'm aware. And there's been another, I'm not going to give any validation to this other Twitter account that came up, an anonymous throwaway Twitter account that made some bullshit allegation that the person subject to the original story, they liked on their personal Twitter account. That was regarding Damon Mills. Hello, Stan. Welcome, Stan. Exactly. You'd need to Photoshop really fucking well to do what they did for those text messages and everything else. That doesn't make any sense. But here's the thing. Aura Zombie, here's the thing. They came out with, like, the Duncan Wentz account came out with the excuse that, oh, we logged into people's accounts and said stupid stuff all the time. They said that after they said that the messages were photoshopped, that I photoshopped the messages. If you logged into people's accounts all the time, and changed your names, why wouldn't you just log into the account and just send it from the account? Why wouldn't you just say that first? Why would you wait to say that until after that was a possibility brought up by someone on the OCA podcast? The OCA podcast brought up, well, maybe he was hacked. And a week later, the Duncan Wentz account saying, oh, we just hacked into each other's accounts. I don't believe the person that originally made the Google Drive is in control of it anymore. I don't believe that. I believe the Google Drive was created a while ago. It's gone now. But I believe that the story was put together a long time ago. I believe this is a loose end that needed to get tied up. Because I believe this is, again, story time, folks. My thoughts here, my theory here. And remember, this is just a theory. My thoughts here are that all of this stuff existed and it needed to be taken care of. Maybe something happened that brought it back to the forefront that said, hey, if this blah, 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 I'm going to release what you did to me. I don't condone blackmail. Just do it. Just pull the trigger if you're going to do something. I don't condone blackmail. But maybe this was something that was sitting on the back burner and that was going to be brought forward. Maybe it did get brought forward and it needed to get taken care of. But there are far too many people inside the VA industry and people that are connected to Ron Toye, apparently, that knew exactly what was going on and when things were happening. Like everything was planned out from the fucking start. So the big thing here was, we're going to dig up this old Google Drive. We're going to make it seem like this is coming out. We're going to softball accusations here. Nobody react to it because we already know we're in full control of this narrative. This is the stuff that's going to come out. Exactly, Ken. This is all the stuff that's going to come out. This is when it's going to come out. Maybe the lawyer wasn't lying when the lawyer said that he only sent one communication to the person that Duncan was supposed to be. Maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe he did only send one. Maybe there was a second person that was in control of the account afterwards. Maybe there's a second person that's been logging into the Twitter account that has been claiming that they lied. I don't know. We're never going to find out, obviously. We're never going to find out. But this would be an interesting wrinkle in this situation. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's that grassy knoll, right? It's that grassy knoll situation. The shot that has been the shot that led to the death doesn't make sense from the angle of where it's allegedly being taken from. There's a second shooter. I don't believe the Duncan Wentz account is in control of the person that is alleging to be Duncan Wentz anymore. It might have at one point been, but at some point, Piers back end to the left, exactly. It's the magic loogie from Seinfeld. It appears, much like my YouTube account, to have been hijacked. Perhaps part of the agreement was that the person who was supposed to be Duncan gives up the account. Who knows? It appears as though the person who was supposed to be Duncan. Thank you, Blight Blazer. Gave you a shout out earlier. It appears that the person who is apparently supposed to be Duncan has their own Twitter account, doing their own thing, and isn't talking about this situation at all. Instead, the Duncan account is going around name searching Damon Mills and trying to run smoke screens. Trying to call people out for conspiracy theories. No one's talking about conspiracy theories. I mean, I am now, because y'all are acting like a pile of fucking suspicious lunatics. I'm more than happy to talk about conspiracy theories now. Because it certainly seems that months after the fact, when nobody has been talking about this at all, y'all continue to jump at fucking shadows when no one's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Damon never lost roles. Damon never lost work. He got roles. Funimation knew about the allegations, and they still gave him roles. While it was happening, while this was allegedly being discussed between the original person and Funimation. And funny enough, the Duncan account saying, well, I was never included in this and that. Exactly, because you're a separate fucking person. They're putting chemicals in the water. Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Yeah, he never got an investigation done by them. Duncan did. I don't know if the person that Duncan is supposed to be did or not. Who knows? We're never going to find out. But Anime News Network video chatted with the person that Duncan was supposedly supposed to be, had a real conversation with that individual. Interestingly enough, I mean, I'd love to know, did Anime News Network have a follow-up video call with Duncan after, and did the person that Duncan is supposed to be go on video and tell Anime News Network, yes, I made it all up? Or was this just an email conversation? Was this just an email back and forth? Or did you actually speak face to face with the person again? Because I don't believe the person in control of the Duncan Wentz account is the same person anymore. Yeah, Damon got more roles since the allegations. Funny how that works. I guess Crunchyroll must be Catholic. The likelihood it was a video conversation is about 1% on a good day. Exactly. I don't believe that the person Duncan was allegedly had a video chat with Anime News Network and told them that, no, I lied about everything. I don't believe that for a second. Unless Lindsay Loveridge comes out and or someone from Anime News Network comes out and says, actually, yeah, he did. I believe it was just by email. And I don't believe that he actually did. I don't believe that he actually did recant what he said. I believe someone hijacked the Duncan Wentz account. I believe Damon's lawyers instructed the actual person who Duncan was supposed to be to sit down, shut up, and not say anything anymore. And I believe that it's likely been a PR company that's been doing this shit for Damon. It reeks of PR campaign. Because there are a bunch of internet nobodies out there that have been... that literally... I said a passing thing about Damon Mills on Twitter the other day. A passing thing about Damon Mills. And I had some random person jump in and say, well, actually, that's not... I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, we don't share anybody in common. I don't like anything that you do. How the fuck are you jumping in on my stuff when it literally would not come across your feed at all? Unless you have, like, it name searched automatically for you. And then tried to act like a hello, fellow children, after getting called out for being a PR company. Yeah, David Wald said he would always cast him because he's a good not because he's a good voiceover, but because gay people need to stick together. Exactly. Mommy, why does one of the voice of the anime shows I watch keep whispering to me, come to the confessional by myself after everyone leaves? So, that's story time. I don't have anything to validate this. But this is a pretty good gut feeling I have right now. This is a pretty strong gut feeling that I have that I don't believe that the Duncan Wentz account belongs to Duncan Wentz anymore. And hasn't for some time. Hasn't since before the I lied about everything statement. I believe he was forced to surrender the account to somebody else. Likely to a PR company. To get it, aliens. To get it, quote unquote, taken care of. So, it'll be a situation that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on for the next little while. Probably won't be reporting about it unless something really big happens, but yeah. I love the fact that I'm being branded an alt-right YouTuber, though. That part's pretty funny. I am now considered by some very smart people on the internet to be an alt-right Nazi YouTuber. So there you go. News to me. But you know, the community on Twitter I made it. They continue to attack people who don't have the same think that they do, right? Even though I am trans, even though I am in the LGBT, even though I am a person of color, not visibly, but I am Métis, I am Native, I am Indigenous, I am a person of color, even though pale is like not really a color. Crumbrion Atsy. Been told similar things because my views on properly treating some mental health conditions, and I'm saying, like, this has been Crumbrion is Sargon confirmed. Mean people using the dying language of common fucking sense. Exactly. So, attack away, folks. Go for it. I don't care. I don't care that some pile of fucking pond scum on the internet doesn't like me. You guys are literally doing nothing for your cause except drilling it into the ground. So, congratulations. Congratulations. So, it'll be something that I'll be keeping a finger on the pulse for the next little while. Because I want to see how this ends. I want to see where this winds up. The new throwaway Twitter account that came up that made some sort of bullshit allegation against Damon Mills, I don't believe for a second, by the way. No worry, Ken. No worry. Go for it, Ken. I don't mind. I enjoy the shit posting. It's hilarious. Ask Blight Blazer. Just glad for all your bluntness and common sense, and that you're not like these nut jobs trying to force things where they don't belong. Thank you for being you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Andrea. I will always be 100%. I'll always be 100%. So I'll be keeping an eye on the situation. There was another Twitter account. It was a throwaway Twitter account. I'm not going to post it because I think it's 100% bullshit. I believe it's 100% nonsense. Because they came up and said, I'm not going to verify anything. I'm going to post this story and leave and never come back to this account. All right, cool. I'm not going to give any credence to your story. They came up with some like really fucking weak situation where it was a plausible situation of Damon like flirting with a straight guy and then getting mad when he found out that he had a girlfriend. Okay, cool. Nobody cares. Next. The interesting part about that situation was that the person that Duncan was allegedly supposed to be liked the post on his actual Twitter account. So, there might be some meat on that bone. But until I can actually get verification, I'm giving it zero credibility. Shitposting is okay until I shitpost all over your bed because you're late to your stream tomorrow and then sue you for $50 million in damages. It's refreshing to act with folks who think for themselves. You're so tired of the ideological gatekeeping. Guys, I will always tell you first and foremost, don't believe me. Don't believe what I say. Take what I say, go and research it yourselves, validate it yourselves. I will, if 99% of the time, if I have the source at my fingertips, I will just show you the source and give you where to look it up. 99% of the time. If I have the facts, I'll post them as I'm talking about it. And you guys can make your own decisions about what I talk about. I'm not here to tell you guys how to think or what to think. I'm here to bring information impartially and then give you my opinion on that information. I'm not here to frame an editorial. I am 100% biased about a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to tell you guys how you have to react or think about something. That's up to you. If you want to believe Damon and defend him, you're more than happy being wrong all you want. Go for it. But the facts are the facts. I've said multiple times. I don't stan people. I stan facts and evidence. I've said this before. I didn't know who Vic Mignogna was until the lawsuit. I had no idea. I didn't watch Full Metal Alchemist. I had no idea he voiced Broly. I didn't know he voiced Keldeo and Bubsy the Bobcat either. I didn't fucking know that until I invited him to the convention. Point is, I don't follow celebrities. I didn't follow Quentin Flynn. Right? I didn't follow Quentin Flynn. I didn't realize. I knew who he was on vaguely. I knew he voiced Axel. I didn't know he voiced a bunch of other characters that I grew up with. But that was a cool thing to find out. But I wasn't defending him because he was Quentin Flynn. Just like I'm not defending Vic because he's Vic Mignogna. I'm defending these people because they're innocent. Because there is an injustice going on. I defend them because there is an affront to facts and evidence. There is an attack on facts and evidence and due process. There is a conscious attack against this stuff from many individuals who are abusing Me Too. The movement was created not so selfish harpies can go out and do petty personal vendettas against celebrities for a payday. It was created as a movement for solidarity for people who had suffered through sexual assault or abuse or some sort of thing like that. It was to show people out there that you are not alone in your suffering. Other people understand what you have gone through. It was not designed to be a witch hunt. It was not designed to go out and make frivolous lawsuits and cost people their livelihoods because you don't like them or you feel bad about yourself. Which brings me to my next topic for the day. Second half of the show. Mario Batali. Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. Mario Batali. Found not guilty in sexual assault trial. Bring this over here so I can know if my guest shows up or not. God damn. Okay, there we go. Let me pull up the window. Exactly. The movement to empower the powerless has only been abused by the powerful pretending to be victims. You fucking nailed it in one. Men can't be victims, or at least show that to a psychologist, Amber Heard. Even if she won't say it out loud, her bias is very obvious. Absolutely. You'll see it in this particular article as well. It's the movement that was supposed to be used to make it important to make space to listen to victims, yes. Listen to victims. Not fake being a victim. We're going to have a guest in about 20 minutes. One second. Drexel is going to be joining the show. Drexel's going to be jumping in because I wanted to talk to him about the Mario Batali situation. He's going to be jumping in about 15, 20 minutes. Feel like my soul has left my body. Hello, Adifos. You're on muscle relaxers and nerve numb medication? Let's go. Papa Murphy's Pizza. God damn, Drexel. So yeah, I'm going to talk to Drexel a little bit about this Mario Batali situation. So we're going to read through the article while we wait for him to show up. He's going to pop on in about 15, 20 minutes. Let me find the damn thing. Here we go. So these charges, this was from 2017, guys. This took fucking almost 8 years. 8 years to get resolved. Hello, Sam. Want to stop in? You're getting ready for your birthday dinner with friends tonight. Love you, Sam. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. We were just talking about you, Sam. You're awesome. Stay fabulous, girl. Fashionably late, but you glad you made it? Oh, before we jump into this topic. Speaking of birthdays, next week is my birthday week, folks. So next week's show is going to be on Sunday. Saturday, I'm going to be on Power Keg Greg's podcast, his inaugural podcast. And Sunday, we're going to do a call-in show to celebrate my birthday week. My birthday next week. So next Sunday, because I have Sunday off, I have 4-day weekend next week. I am a Taurus Gemini cusp. I'm right on the cusp. Let's go, Sam. I am the best of both worlds. I am twice as stubborn. So next week, I'm going to have a call-in show on Sunday. I've been waiting to do the call-in show. This is why I've been putting it off. So, your husband's birthday too? Let's go! We'll have a big birthday celebration for everybody. We'll have a big birthday celebration for everybody on Sunday next week. So there you go. Next week, we'll have a call-in show. People can call in and all that stuff. Do we get OnlyFans trial subscriptions for my birthday asking for the rest of chat? I think that might drive away the chat. There, Ken. You're a Pisces and very emotional. So next Sunday, we'll do a little bit of an earlier stream. We'll go for a long time. I'll have a bunch of alcohol and we'll just have one hell of a show. How about that? Next week, next Sunday. Birthday stream. Birthday weekend stream. We're celebrating a bunch of birthdays, apparently. So everyone's birthday. It's my birthday week next week. So there you go. So y'all can prepare. Happy birthday, Sam. Go out there and get it. All right. Counseling couch. There you go. All right. Nobody wants my OnlyFans. Give me a break. I was asking for chat. Nobody wants my OnlyFans. Get out of here. All right. Mario Batali found not guilty in sexual assault trial. This took 8 years. Pouring one out for me tonight? Do it. Thank you so much. So, let's see. I want to see when... So, let's take a quick look at this first of all. Look at the fucking way that the media is covering this, by the way. I'm going to slide into those DMs. Look at the way the media is covering this. So he waived a jury trial, by the way. Why Mario Batali's acquittal feels hollow. Me Too case is no easier to prosecute. Mario Batali acquittal underscores perils of the Me Too cases. Fuck you. Fuck you, Eater. Fuck you, CTV News. Fuck you, AP News. Fuck you. You're fucking shame on you, first of all. You're a fucking news publication posting about news. Keep your fucking opinion out of it. When the Toronto Sun can do a better headline, it's time to question yourself. When a fucking literal tabloid can do a better headline than you, celebrity chef Mario Batali acquitted of sexually assaulting a woman in Boston. Chef's fucking kiss. Chef's fucking kiss. I want to see when this allegation hit trial. Let's see. Trial in May 2019. So the trial took 5 years. The allegations were from 8 years ago. The trial took 5 years. Acquittal doesn't mean innocent. The trial took 5 years. And Batali waived his right to a jury trial. This is a very important thing, folks. I want to get the fucking transcript from this so goddamn bad. I have no idea how to get a hold of it, though. But I want to read the transcript from this hearing so fucking bad. Mario Batali waived his right to a jury trial. He called 0 witnesses to the stand, and he won. So the chef, once sat atop the multi-million-dollar food enterprise, hosted a daytime TV talk show, was found not guilty of indecent assault and battery. Judge James Stanton delivered the ruling in Boston Municipal Court. Fucking based Boston. Give it up for Boston. Brain in their fucking head, man. They actually have a brain in their fucking head. So, after a 2-day bench trial that centered on testimony from this person who said that Batali forcibly kissed and grabbed her during a late-night selfie session at a Boston bar in 2017. Notice how all of them sound exactly the fucking same. But this is beautiful. I've read this article through. What the fucking judge went on was beautiful. And you guys are going to be both... You're going to be both elated and pissed off. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. I've never been touched before like that. Let me make this bigger so you guys can actually read it. I've never been touched like that before, she testified, like squeezing in between my legs, squeezing my V to pull me closer to him, as if that's some normal way to grab someone. X to fucking doubt. Guys, I don't know if you've ever handled a female body before, but it is really fucking difficult. It is extremely fucking difficult to grab a vagina if they don't want you to grab a vagina, by the way. I don't know. Just saying, there are many, many different things that an individual can do to avoid a vagina grab. That's probably like way easier to avoid than like, I don't know, pretty much anything. If you guys haven't tried Coca-Cola Starlight, by the way, it's actually pretty goddamn good. I was impressed. Hashtag not sponsored. Judge Stanton said, it's an understatement to say that Mario Batali did not cover himself in glory on the night in question, but he added that the the plaintiff has significant credibility issues. Batali smiled. Like, this is why I want to fucking see what was said, because like I want to see like how much of a drunk, sloppy mess Batali was in this entire thing. Batali smiled and nodded as the judge acquitted him, and she sat in the back of the courtroom and left. So the plaintiff sat in the back of the courtroom and left as soon as the verdict was read. Yeah, fucking tuck tail and run. Tastes like French toast crunch. It's such a unique taste. It's like someone mentioned it tasted like gingerbread, and it's like, yeah, it's actually pretty accurate. Batali did not testify. His defense team called no witnesses. Notice this. The media covered nothing. Zero. They covered nothing about this. This is the first fucking mention of this that I've ever fucking seen in my life. I have not seen a fucking single thing talked about this at all. Because Batali didn't say a fucking word. They couldn't twist anything. They couldn't take anything out of context. They couldn't get the hair pulling. They couldn't do anything. They got fucking nothing from him. They had no witnesses. They had nothing to dig in on. Nothing. And just on Monday, he waived his right to a jury trial. If he had been found guilty, he would have been facing 2.5 years in jail and required to register as a sex offender. Ruin his fucking life. Ruin his career. Ruin everything. In his closing arguments, Batali's lawyer, Tony Fuller, the fucking biggest fucking dick lawyer on the face of the planet, said that the accuser lied for fun and she lied for money. This is the fucking truest goddamn statement ever to be fucking made. She lied for fun. Referring to a lawsuit she has filed against the chef. We're going to get to that. She had 2 people testify. After the verdict, Kevin Hayden, a Suffolk district attorney, issued a statement expressing disappointment and how difficult it can be for a victim to discuss sexual assault. That has nothing to do with providing actual fucking facts, you clown. Batali, once the host of the ABC's cooking show Yada Yada, began tumbling out of in the fall and as 2017 as the Me Too movement in cities like New York, San Francisco, New Orleans. He's the only one to have faced criminal charges. And won. Let's not post that. Let's not talk about he faced criminal charges and defeated them. Only 2 witnesses testified during the trial, both for the prosecution. So yeah, the accuser did testify, which is glorious. The alleged victim testified, and her testimony was fucking hilarious. Who works in the software industry? Interesting. I'm curious as to what she works for, or if she actually just. I wonder if like the software industry is the new term for Twitch. Oh, she works in the software industry. She's just a cam girl. Yeah, I wonder. I don't even know how big or small she is, but spent most of her first day on the stand describing her encounter with Mr. Batali late one evening at the Stove and Spirits bar in Back Bay neighborhood of Boston, which has since closed, unfortunately. Batali saw her shoot a photo of him from a few seats away at the bar. So she initiated the contact by taking his photo without permission. She recognized him as a celebrity and took his photo. He won a bench trial without testifying or calling witnesses. Yes, Sam. And it took 5 fucking years to happen. We have a right in this country to face your accuser, which applies to kids who have been victims with some restrictions. There are countries that don't give you this right. Absolutely agree, Ken. He then invited her to take some photos with him. She said, as the photo session began, she testified so did the forced kissing and groping. So, come and take my photo. Okay. Was this actually just a hug and a peck on the cheek? Like we've heard so many times before? The only other witness called was the accuser's friend. Said that the accuser had sent her a picture of Batali the night of the encounter, along with the texts that describe him as appearing extremely drunk, but didn't mention his grabbing her. Oops. Why would you need to call witnesses when you have witnesses like this? Details of the groping and kisses from Mr. Batali came up in subsequent conversations. Miss Buckley testified. Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Much of the evidence in the trial came from 2 years' worth of text messages, which sometimes showed her being flippant about selling photos. So she threatened to sell the photos of Mario Batali. I'm guessing they were unflattering, making him look drunk in public, or getting money from Batali. So she was extorting him. She showed text messages showing that she was extorting Batali. Jesus fucking Christ. They revealed incidents where she lied to get out of a gym membership, and in an effort to avoid jury duty, told another court that she was clairvoyant. I'm not even kidding. I need to fucking see this. I need to see this case. Once she was seated on that jury, she violated the court rules by searching the defendant's background and texting a friend that she thought he was guilty. These are the people that go on juries. By the way, folks, these are the jury of your peers. Think fucking twice. The judge noted that these incidents and her disregard for the courts, in addition to photos from the night at the bar that showed her smiling after the first encounter with Batali, 3 minutes later, she took another round of selfies with the chef after being horrifically assaulted and being puppeted around by her vagina. Yep. Accuses man of crime admits to committing crime on the stand. Her reaction, or lack thereof, to the alleged assault is telling. The judge said, Jesus H. Rutherford Christ. Why the fuck is it literally every other goddamn judge in the United fucking States gets this except the one that fucking presided over fucking Mignogna's case? What the fuck, man? Her reaction, or lack thereof, to the alleged assault is telling. Yes! Thank you! Jesus Christ! Holy fuck! Just before he ruled, Judge Stanton also admonished Batali his conduct and his appearance and his demeanor were not befitting of a public person of his stature at that time. It's a lesson for all those people in public or celebrity positions. Like, again, this judge is not just fucking meat riding Batali either. Batali's lawyers pulled the images and text from her phone, which a judge ordered her to turn over as part of the lawsuit she filed against Batali in 2018. Uh-oh. Can we, like, campaign to get this judge to, like, to oversee Vic's case real quick? Seeking damages for the infliction of emotional distress. Both prosecutors and her lawyer fought to prevent the forensic analysis of her phone. What a fucking joke. Whoops. I don't know why that did that. What a fucking joke. Prosecutors and her lawyer fought to fucking prevent forensic analysis of her phone. Are you fucking kidding me? No, please don't validate that our client actually did this. That would be so bad. Prosecutors contended that the images from the bar did not show the entirety of the interaction of where his hands were from the frame. That's fine. It also doesn't prove that his hands were there. So, moot point. Later texts between friends made jokes about Mr. Batali or possible payment from the images that prosecutors said were just jokes. Imagine prosecuting this. Imagine. Oh, they made jokes about Batali being drunk, and they made jokes about this like fat guy sexually assaulting you. But those were just jokes. This is a horrific event. Imagine being this prosecutor. Jesus Christ. The accuser's smiles in the selfies didn't mean she had been assaulted. Didn't mean she hadn't been assaulted. It's teleporting hands, exactly. The teleporting penis trick again. So the prosecutor was a woman, by the way. Nina Bonelli. The prosecutor was a woman. Thought she had a slam dunk fucking Me Too case. Ended up fucking it completely straight up Schitt's Creek. The smiles in the selfies didn't mean she hadn't been assaulted. Bullshit. Woman expert Nina Bonelli. The Suffolk County Assistant District Attorney, well, probably not very long, said in her closing arguments, they were awkward attempts to de-escalate the situation. Right. They were awkward attempts to de-escalate the situation. Oh, her going along with it and laughing and smiling, that wasn't her actually not being assaulted. That was just her trying to de-escalate the situation. Fuck off. Jesus Christ, you fucking snake. The kissing, the pulling, the groping, she never asked for it. Miss Bonelli said she never consented to it. All she wanted was a selfie. Well, she should have just taken one from across the goddamn room then. She took the photo. If she didn't want to get close to him, she just said, "No, thanks. I got in the photo of you." If the case were about money, then she wouldn't have waited so long after that night to sue. Wrong. Incorrect. She tried to blackmail Batali for a while, and when he refused to pay her, then she sued. Told her story to the publication Eater only when she realized other women were coming forward. Yes! There it is, folks. There it is. Yes. She only came forward when other women came forward. Yes. Bullshit. This wasn't some isolated incident. It never fucking is it? You always need to have a pack of fucking hyenas to go after somebody, don't you? This assault happened to her and maybe others. I mean, if you're talking about a multiverse, I'm sure. Fucking literal copy and paste. Blah, blah, blah. Bullshit, bullshit. One of these women, Trish Nelson, a former server who waited on Matali, said she wasn't surprised in the verdict. In this country, women basically have to be on the path to sainthood in order to be taken seriously. And allowed to speak ill of a man's abusive behaviors, especially a powerful one. You know, he was so powerful, he was literally like delisted and fucking removed from life for 5 years. Innocent man, by the way. Innocent man lost 5 years of his career over nothing, by the way. Over someone extorting him and blackmailing him. Unlawfully lost 5 years of his life. Unfucking real. And he apologized. There's your first mistake, Batali. My behavior was wrong and there's no excuses. I take full responsibility. Never apologize. It was attached to a newsletter that was included in a recipe for pizza dough and cinnamon rolls that was widely mocked. Yep. What a fucking joke. Making dark humor jokes about their assault or abuse. You've dealt with awful stuff in your childhood and you tend to use dark humor as a coping mechanism. I mean, I do too. I do too. It's what I'm saying. I need to see what was said. Because I don't think it was dark humor. And I think we can agree, Ken, the people that are involved in here probably don't even understand what dark humor is. That would require intelligence. That would require intelligence. Now, there's no playbook, they said. I need to see what the jokes were, because it sounds like they were just making fun of him for being drunk and fat. And it wasn't anything to do with sexual assault. That's what from what it seems like here. I have no idea because I haven't seen the texts, but I'd love to see the text. I want this case. I want to see this case so goddamn bad because I need to see the details. Much has changed in the years since, blah, blah, blah. Investigated 3 sexual assault complaints against Batali, but the department official confirmed it had closed those investigations due to lack of evidence. What state this is? Boston. It's in Boston. It's a possibility, I agree, but I don't think they're that intelligent. Especially if she uses, I'm clairvoyant to get out of jury duty. Yeah, exactly. Transcript reading. Let's go. Later that year, New York State Attorney General Letitia James said the businesses built by Batali, blah, 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 revealed a sexualized culture so rife with harassment and retaliation it violated state and human rights laws. What the fuck? Citation needed? Letitia James? Citation fucking needed. As a part of the settlement, the 2 men made the company once owned paid $600,000 divided between 20 women and men who were sexually harassed while they worked at the Manhattan restaurants. Were they sexually harassed by Mario Batali? I don't think they were. I need to see that as well. I mean, it's a settlement, so we can't see it. That's unfortunate. But just because they suffered sexual harassment by some random fucking person that either went there or worked there that was not Mario Batali doesn't mean that Mario Batali did it. And it doesn't mean that he fucking coordinated it either. These people are so fucking stupid. They're literally so fucking stupid. Oh, Drexel's on his way. Just in time. Just in time. Oh my god. So I can share this with Drexel and we can go through. Time to log out. Let me pull up my StreamYard here. Just a moment. Oops. Not what I wanted to do. All right, I have to get that other image captured again. There we go. Here we go. All right, Drexel should be joining any moment now. There he is. Drexel.
Oh, fuck. So, I saw you looking over Mr. Mario Batali. Is that how you say his last name?
Batali, yes.
Yeah.
Why is it doing this again? Oh, whatever. I'm not going to share the damn screen.
Okay, so here's all I remember. I'm going to be honest with you. I remember he got Me Too'd. My mom told me he got Me Too'd, right? This has been a long time ago, right?
Yes.
This is pre-COVID, right?
Yeah. This was 2018 or 2019 when his case hit trial.
Okay, so we're going on to 3.5 plus 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, who accused him and what was the context they alleged?
Yeah, I'm trying to fix Drexel's audio. 1 second.
Uh-oh, am I all messed up?
No, it's just I have my stuff turned down. I just have to increase you. Edit mic settings. We'll get you boosted. Boosted. There you go. So it was somebody. So he apparently went to some bar in Boston, in 2017, and there was a girl at the bar that recognized who he was. Which all of his stuff, I've been reading bits in there about it. She tried claiming that she didn't know who he was and that he wasn't that blah blah blah. Meanwhile, she recognized him at the bar and took a photo of him without his consent. And apparently he was sloppy drunk. Noticed that she took a photo of him and then said, "Hey, do you want to take some selfies with me?" And then went over there and took selfies with her. I'm guessing the usual hug, kiss, everything else like that they normally do.
So then where did this go left, according to her?
She claimed at the time that he grabbed her by the vagina. And
this is before or after the picture?
During the picture.
So he takes a picture. So there'd be evidence in the selfie that he grabbed her vag, right?
Yeah.
So, Crash, check this out. Pretend my Baldo is the girl. And I'm Mario. And I'm taking a picture and I go,
Yep.
Okay. If that happened,
Yeah.
if that happened, that means within that picture or someone else would have seen something. They would have reacted to him groping her, right?
She had a witness. She had her friend with her there.
Of course.
Apparently.
And what did this friend say?
Well, apparently it was the only mention of groping was well after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently he just shadow jitsu'd her vagina.
He had spear fingers, right? So he had the spear fingers. Okay,
he just akumaed her vagina.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
Demon. So he went ahead and put in the input for the Raging Demon, and then, like, the screen just went black, and all we saw was a symbol, right?
Exactly.
And when she woke up, oh shit, I've been violated. What happened? Where's Mario? These broads are all lying. So, okay, so here's the thing. So you're claiming he touched you. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go from her standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Whatever day this happened, how long until she went to police?
It took 2 years for her to report it. You want to know why? I'll give you a guess before I tell you the reason why. Why do you think it took her 2 years?
He signed a deal to get money of some sort, right?
No. It took 2 years.
She's in financial straits.
It took 2 years because she was blackmailing him to selling his drunk photos and demanded to get money out of him for 2 years, and he refused.
There it is. Yeah, so that's why I figured she was in financial straits, which is, okay. If you're trying to blackmail someone to get paid, that'd be like me taking pictures with Nick and be like, Nick, you better give me this money. And if you don't, I'm going to say you did something. Get the fuck out of it, dude. So, Chris.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I know, which is that none of these cases have proven to be true, right? Literally none. The only one that was true that got Me Too, this is before Me Too kicked off, if I recall, was Darren Sharper. He actually did it. The football player. Like, he's the one, right?
Yeah.
But since Me Too kicked off in 2017, and the two, there's always two they put on the pedestal of like, this means it's true. Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Even those two, can you definitively say that it was grape? Because I say no.
You can't. Especially in the case of Bill Cosby.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute. Like, this is, even Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Okay. A pay-to-play kind of scenario, or, like a little exchange, right? Casting couch exchange. That's not grape. Okay, is it an abuse of power? Absolutely. Is he a creep? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But did he ever hold you down against your will and do these things to you? Can you prove that? From what I heard, the answer was no.
No. Well, in the whole Chris Noth situation, if you remember that one, of like they 100% they actually smashed, like 100%, and she wanted a relationship and he didn't. So
of course,
then all of a sudden, it wasn't consensual anymore.
Yep, they're all lions. So for those of you who don't know, every time a chick does the Me Too thing, it's a lie. Okay, and how do you know it's a lie? Okay, let's go down the how do we know it's a lie checklist, Chris.
Yeah.
Check this out. She refused to file a police report. What does that mean? She's lying, right?
You would think, yeah.
She went to social media with the accusation, like what happened to poor Justin Bieber. Remember that?
Yep. Oh, that
Justin Bieber did this. And he wasn't even in the same place.
The chick that accused Mario Batali. First thing she did, instead of going to police, she went to some publication.
Oh.
She went to a publication to accuse him.
Of course she did.
But only because other women came forward.
Oh, of course. See, Chris, look, when people, I took some heat on Nick's channel when I first came on, because I was telling these guys that, like, they're all lying. And you know who came after me? It wasn't women. It was dudes, right? Bitch made simps.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dudes are out there. Look, I can guarantee you, and this is the sad thing. Look at the Amber Heard situation, right? You and I both know the same women that were standing up, justice for Amber, right? Those people are the same people now who are turning on Amber, because now it's okay to do so, right? It's okay to mock her on social media. With you've heard all the new TikTok trends where people, they have the voiceover of Amber Heard's testimony, right, which is all lies, and then they reenact what she's saying, and you can now see how fucking insane it sounds because it never happened, right?
Absolutely.
The carpet one, all the Johnny did this, my feet were cut up, I stepped on glass, and like, when you listen to these stories,
he went at her with a bottle.
He was at the bottle, he was thrusting into me, so I didn't know if it was his fist or the bottle. Wait a minute. Now, Crest, there are some very pathetic looking penises on Earth, but I'm pretty sure even the most pathetic penis is not the size of the top of a bottle.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, you would have known if that was a bottle or a fist. Unless this guy had like a baby fist, you would have known that you were getting fisted by a grown ass man.
Exactly.
So, Chris, how are we at a point where there's not any accountability? Well, we know why, right? We know why we can't, especially white women. They
There's no
cannot be held
accountability
accountable for
anymore.
literally anything. Yeah, well, let's be honest. Anyone under a certain, let's say a certain look, because who was that guy, Damon Mills or whatever?
Yeah, Damon
He's
Mills.
not canceled, right?
No, he's not canceled.
So not canceled. Underage boys, blah blah blah. No, everything's cool. Everything's cool. But there's Vic.
Yeah.
That was canceled for quite a while.
Exactly.
But Mario, I don't remember when Mario Batali got this allegation, because I remember like he was on Food Network. He was a star.
He
and
was
like,
huge,
stripped off.
and then he
Done.
just disappeared.
Thanos
he's
snap, gone. And you're like, wait,
Yeah,
an allegation? Like
an allegation.
And this is what kills me, is that I'll tell you what was going to be the big thing. What do you think will come first? Accountability for the accuser, or corporations and stuff like your job can now get found liable if they, basically discipline you without any due process? Which one do you think will come first?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I think because of the weird dichotomy, I think we would see the business stuff first, because all it would take would be someone getting, like, some woman getting in shit for something at a job, and then that would be it. Lights out.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's gonna this whole thing is gonna really start flipping once it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna take a couple of high profile women. Like, watch this. How about let's use somebody that is that's really popular. How about Oprah or Martha Stewart, right? Or like Rachel Ray, one of those kind of level of women, right?
Yeah.
And a male staffer says inappropriate things happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they get canceled. Now what? Now what do we do?
Lord. Well, it's
right?
like,
because you got to believe all victims. Remember, it's not just women; it's victims, allegedly.
well, they went to town on Whoopi Goldberg when she. I mean, that's like the third rail, like talking about Jewish people, right? But
yep,
they went after Whoopi Goldberg. They don't care. They'll eat their own.
Absolutely. And when it comes to businesses, though, I think I'm trying to think of somebody who could. I'm guessing it would have to be like a Hollywood actress or something, right? Like, like, how about, because remember, the person has to be well liked. So how about like a Julia Roberts level person, right? Someone like that that's been a star for a long time, so people know the name, right? Because if I say Emma Stone, because she's a younger actress, I know who that is, but like a lot of older, people in general may not know unless they've been watching movies like the last decade. But Julia Roberts has been around for like 30 years, right?
Exactly.
So let's say Julia Roberts claims, or someone makes a claim, and Julia Roberts is about to be in Pretty Woman Part 2, where she's, a used up prostitute at 95 years old, right? And someone says, okay, Chris, we represent Paramount or Universal, one of these major studios, and we are now canceling. Bam! We canceled Julia Roberts. They just canceled, Bill Murray, right?
Yeah, Bill Murray got taken over the coals.
Done. And you're like, wait. Because you made someone uncomfortable? Like, what is it that you did? Like, and that's another thing. There needs to be accountability. Like, you should have to say what happened, right? Like, you shouldn't be able to say,
well, that was
inappropriate behavior. Wait,
Drexel, that was what I wanted to bring up with you, was the whole Bill Murray situation, because when they talked about it, it's like, well, if anyone fucking said anything at all to him, he would have stopped. Like, he's not that kind of dude. Like, yeah, he likes women. He notoriously loves women. That's not a fucking that's no secret. If nobody said don't do this to me, don't touch me, don't say something to me. Yep. Nobody said anything.
Absolutely. And in the Bill Murray situation, he, I think, eventually finally addressed it. And one thing I give him credit for, he didn't apologize. I'm so sick of these dudes cucking up, talking about, well, I'm sorry for my actions because in the past.
Because that's what they're told to do by these fucking people who are writing the fucking rules.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you think about your handlers, right? Like all of your people, your press, your PR people, and they're always telling you, like, oh, hey, make sure you say this, and don't say anything about a open legal case. Fuck that, Chris. If someone comes out right now and says something that I went and did some things to some random woman, and my lawyer, probably Nick Ricada, tells me, Drex, don't say anything. Chris, how there's certain people that, like, as you're saying it, you basically you're only doing it to protect your own ass. Go, hey, I told them, because you know what the person's gonna do. As you're saying it, hey man, remember what we talked about, Drex. Make sure you do. And like, Chris, this is my face. Yeah, so this bitch is lying. Like, I will literally listen as you're saying. He's just going like this, just going in one ear, out the other, right?
Yep.
Because for me, the idea that you can lie on somebody with no, I'm going scorch fucking earth.
Yeah.
I don't believe in this whole, you just get to say, like, when they find out that you lied, right? That's why Emmett Till is in a fucking pine box today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lying ass bitches. If you lie on me, I'm going scorched earth. I don't want to hear this. Oh no, hey Drex, I was just under duress. I was just going through so much. No. And then the next thing is, everyone, and I do mean everyone, every single person who aids and abets a liar, you get the same sentence, man. Fuck that. No.
Agreed.
Nope. Well,
Agreed.
Hey, did the cops help? Okay, well now it's coming out of your pension, right? You're gonna pay. Oh, did the DA help? It's coming out of them. Did the investigator help? It's coming out of them. Did the newspaper say something, right? Like, Drex is a wife beater. He did.
Well, and you look at this. You look at the stuff like the Mario Batali stuff. You look at it. The fucking headlines. More than half of the headlines on the front page when you Google it, more than half of them are saying like, "Oh, this is the perils of the Me Too prosecution." Yep. Oh, why this acquittal feels so hollow. Blah blah blah. He's like, this is framing it like it's a bad acquittal. Like, no.
Well, what's kind of funny though is that, like, had you put up his name right before this verdict, right?
Yeah.
So had this been a week ago, it would have all just basically said what? Mario Batali did this, right?
Exactly.
Like it says accused, but it doesn't really mean accused. Like, once it's on Front Street, that means you know what kind of society we live in, right? You're guilty till proven innocent. And actually, here's the thing: in terms of Me Too, in terms of, like, modern Western white women, you're guilty until proven less guilty.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you're always guilty. Like,
you're always guilty.
Someone goes, okay, hold on. I proved beyond a reasonable doubt I didn't do anything. They go let's look at, like, Brett Kavanaugh. Let's use him as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Kavanaugh gets accused by Christine Blasey Ford, right?
Yeah.
Then you get the whole fucking freak show, right? All of the lies come out, and she doesn't remember anything. I don't remember how I got there. I don't remember how I left. I don't remember who was there. I don't remember what my middle name is. I don't even remember if it actually was Brett Kavanaugh, but I think it was. And how long have you been sitting on this information? Oh, 30 years. Come on, so here's the thing with that. You look at what's happened to the Me Too thing, right? How it's just completely derailed, because now we're at this point where women can just say anything, Chris. Literally anything. And the fact that these, like you said about these newspapers, the publications always report on it, basically insinuating that you did it, right? And then the reason why that's important is that, do you know what comes next after they demonize you? You know what comes next? The new cases,
the new ones.
I go like this.
They validate it. They validate it.
Chris, I literally, if I got Me Too, I would like some chick would come up there. Drex did this to me in 2006. I'd be like, this bitch is lying. And they're like, so Drex, do you have any other words to say? This bitch is still lying. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right? I would look over my shoulder. Who are these bitches? Chris, you and I both know, if I won the lottery tomorrow and my name was in the papers, right? And they saw the face, right?
Yeah.
If they see my face and see that I just won a $300 million jackpot,
You'd
every
be
single chick
everybody.
I ever smashed, they're coming out of the woodwork. So if someone doesn't see how, like, it's actually gotten to a point. I'm going to do this for the show and for all the people out there. I'm going to do a whatchamacallit, a lie detector test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do it for a reason. I'm going to do it to address some of the criticism I've gotten, but also I think that what if you started going like this? Let's say at the end of every year, right?
Every
you go
trial
over
turns into a
all
Maury
the
show.
shit, right? Yeah, it becomes, because here's the thing. You need to go and take a polygraph test, right? And here's why. when someone says, "Hey, it's December 31st," did you? And there's a long list of crimes that you could have committed over the year, right?
Yeah.
Did you blackmail someone? Nope. Says he's telling the truth. Did you grape any women? Nope. Did you touch any women inappropriately? Nope. Did you do anything without their consent? Nope. So every year, it's like an audit, right?
Yep.
I want like I don't give a damn. You need to hypnotize me. Hypnotize my black ass and ask me every question. Look, Chris. Look, this is me. Drex, did you rape that? No, I didn't do it. Oh, damn. Okay. So, Drex, pat your head. Tell me how many women you grape. None. You see what I'm saying? Because now I did a polygraph test. I got hypnotized. I did a multiple choice. I did a true false. I want to have every ounce of evidence, Chris, that says I didn't do it. So then when a chick does accuse me, and they go like this, well, here's the backlog of all his admitting it up until this point, it never happened. So from his day of birth until 2022, we asked him all these questions. Has he ever done any of these things? And it all came back negative. He didn't do any of these things, right?
Exactly.
So then that means any chick who's coming forward, like I said, hypnotize my ass. You see what I'm saying? Because now, Chris, you know how the polygraph works, right?
Yep.
They go like this. Chris, I'm going to ask you a question, and then you answer the question, right? Mm-hmm. If you pass it, do you know what they say? If that's not the narrative they want. If you pass it, they go, these things aren't always accurate.
Yeah.
Right? And if you fail it, what do they say? See?
See,
yep,
you got
Chris
it.
is lying. Chris did it. So it's like, you can't win either way. It's like, you know how that works. Whatever the narrative is,
mm-hmm.
they're just going to say, you're always guilty. You could just be a lesser form of guilty.
Exactly.
Like, when you walk into these scenarios, Mario, Vic, Johnny Depp, if you notice, there are people out there still believe in Amber Heard, Chris.
They do.
And you're looking like, come on now. Like, I just look at people, I'm like, come on. Like I get it. You're a feminist. I mean, you're crazy. You hate everything. You hate all men. I get it. Like, do you know how you know it's a problem? When even the feminist chicks who are like,
yeah,
you eat all men, and they hate everybody. They're like, yeah, this bitch is still lying though.
Exactly. We have a super chat, Dean Domino. Thank you for the $9.99. In the Cosby case, there's rumors. There was dealings, other dealings that caused the accusation, specifically that he was in talks to buy a major network like ABC. And another $4.99 super chat from Dean Domino. He wanted to focus on issues with the black community, especially black single moms.
Mm-hmm. No, Chris, that's actually well known. The same thing happened to Michael Jackson, right?
Yep.
Did you ever check the date Bill Cosby was arraigned on those charges where they brought it up?
No,
the day they charged him, it was the second to last day that you could even bring him up on the charge due to the statute of limitations.
Right. It was like right near the end of it.
Right at the absolute edge, the very end, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Right before it closes shut, they were like this. Bill Cosby did this to me. And also you're like, Bill only got one eye, right? Oh, I ain't see shit. Look, if I'm Bill, I'm doing that. I'm doing the Ronald Reagan, right? I do not recall.
Exactly.
Yes, they're all lying. Every time. Look, this is the easiest way. This is for all the simps and cucks out there, right? And the feminazis. You just go like this. Well, Trex, how do you know they're lying? Was her mouth moving? Yeah, she's lying. Okay. If you see a female's mouth moving, accusing a guy of anything, it's a lie. That's in fact, Chris, I did a show with Andrew. And did you know that in lots of religious texts and Magna Carta, all this stuff, women weren't even allowed to make an accusation unless they insert amount of men that can verify what she's saying, right?
Yes.
Throughout history, this used to be the norm because they knew these bitches were out here lying. You see what I'm saying? So they were like, no. Who can corroborate her story? So a woman says, "This happened to me," and someone went like this. How many guys do we have at least 6 men who can verify this story? Nope. All right, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They already know. That's why this whole believe women thing.
Well, that's because it's been built like that. It's been built so that we stop asking questions, so that we stop validating, and so that we stop requiring proof. They're trying these individuals that are trying to do this, that have been using it for the nefarious means of doing it. They've been trying to rewrite how the justice system works, so they can just use it and attack people without repercussion.
Do you know where you actually saw this? You saw the movie Gone Girl, right? Which is basically Amber Heard's biography.
Yeah.
Do you remember the very end of that movie? It's a part that a lot of people miss. The very end of the movie, right? When she comes back home, remember, we found Amazing Amy. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the detective, right? I think that was played by Kim Dickens. She did a great job. Do you remember the detective when they were questioning Amy? What happened, right? When she, remember, she's in the room. She's got the cops there. I think it was like it may have been like some news people also, and they're questioning her, right? Like what? Tell us your truth. Do you remember when Kim Dickens like starts asking questions that would basically like, what about this? What about that? And do you remember her male boss gave her a look? He scowled and goes, oh, like, how dare you? Do you know what she's been through? And I'm like, see, they're shutting down, like you said, any like any counter, right? Any counter reference, basically show us proof, right? Because remember, all that chick did in Gone Girl was that she had this fantastical story. And then, as you know, she yeeted Doogie Howser, right? Poor Neil Patrick Harris. Now, when she yeets him, every single thing she said, literally every word out of her mouth was a lie, right? Mm-hmm. But every lie had to be, she verified it in her own way. And she used a bottle in the movie, remember?
Yes.
She broke the bottle and then put it in her, lets you know how crazy she is, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, let's just say you were a gynecologist, right? And you go in there, you're the GBYON, you go in there, right? And you look and you go like this. These aren't like, this isn't vaginal tearing like, somebody was doing something. This is like you got cut. Like someone took a knife or something and cut you up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all they care about is, was there some kind of bruising or bleeding or cut?
Exactly.
Yes. Then she told the truth. These bitches are all lying. Chris, it's so painful. Well, because here's the thing, though. Because, Chris, the problem is your life could be ruined right now, right?
Yeah.
May 14th, somebody could come out right now and say you did something. Imagine losing your job. Imagine losing your income. Imagine being yeeted off the internet, right? Because Twitter has some new policy or Facebook, whatever, right? Just you get yeeted off every social credit, right? Mm-hmm. Now if someone says, hey, Chris, Canada sucks for you now. You want to leave, right? You say, yeah, I'm just going to leave, Drex. I've been canceled in Canada. And then you try to cross the border and they say, oh, your social credit score is 0 because you're an istaphobe, right?
Yep.
So now you've been canceled, but yet you can't leave. So the only thing you can really do to survive now is what? Commit crimes or self-sunset. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to happen. I mean, what do you see about that going forward? Like in terms of
that's the Chinese way, man. That's what people. It's so funny that people denounce China so hard for it and then turn around and embrace it because that's what they're being force fed. Yep. It's like I don't.
What is? I mean, think about it though. You don't really have another option. Did you ever hear about those nets they have? They have the catching nets in China. It was the iPhone factory or something, right?
Yeah. So
the people were trying to. So I think it was the women were in the factories. They tried to leap to their own death.
Yeah.
Right. And then they're like, "Oh, we can't have this. We need you to work, maggot, work." So what do? Oh, we're gonna jump off the top of it and bring. Net catches them.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? You're not even allowed to eat yourself.
Exactly.
Like,
it's incredible what we have gotten to as a society. Like, unfreaking real. Well, I wasn't gonna have a very long stream today, just because my barbecue's almost here.
Oh shit!
I know my barbecue's almost here. I wanted to get you on though. Are you available next week on Sunday?
I might be. Give me a time. Hit me up in my DM. Let me know.
Because I'd love to continue the conversation. We're kind of having an open discussion next week because it's my birthday week next week. So
happy early birthday even before we get to that.
Thank you.
That week.
But it's always I'd be happy to continue the conversation on one of your podcasts if you ever feel like talking about it again.
Well, the beauty is, Chris, there's always going to be some new person getting Me Too. Right?
Oh, there is.
You heard about what's his face got yeeted, right? I think it's Trevor or Travis Bauer, the Dodgers pitcher.
Yeah.
He proved that he did not, grape that girl or do any of that stuff. He still got banned for 2 years.
Yeah.
You're like, wait. So
you lose.
I was proven innocent, but I'm still punished.
Yep. It's unfreaking believable.
It's like if you like think about that. If someone says we have a zero tolerance policy, and then someone accuses you, and then you get yeeted. And
Gone.
then you go, but I proved that I didn't do it. They go, yeah, but what? now, Chris, this is what I want to happen, in all honesty. I want the same cuck commissioner, right? Bob Manfred. I want him to get Me Too'd.
I'm sure he will.
Because remember, it's zero tolerance, right?
Yeah.
You can cancel players. I'm assuming, or was I?
He's going to come up with some excuse as to why it doesn't apply to him.
Oh, well, I mean, it's because remember, they're going to say the same thing that other people say, right? Due process, I didn't do it. Wait for the facts to come out. I'm being lied on. See, they're going to say the same thing. It reminds me of lawyers, right? You know, people always say that lawyers are evil until they need one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, lawyers are scumbags. All they do is lie. And then a woman comes and accuses you of something. And then, I need a lawyer. I didn't do it. These people are clowns, man.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, Chris, go enjoy your barbecue. Yeah, I'll
my
definitely
God,
try to
it's
get
gonna be
back
so
with you
good.
next week.
Yeah.
If not, we'll definitely get another time, too, because it's always good talking to you.
It's always good having you on, Drexel. I appreciate you.
Indeed. Much appreciated. Thanks for having me.
And so we'll end the show on that note. Oh my God, I can't even talk. I haven't even had anything to drink
You're getting
yet.
hangry.
I'm hangry. So guys, thank you guys. I know it's been a little while since we had a podcast, but I'll be getting back into them as soon as we have more topics to talk about, of course. But until next time, folks, thank you so much. This has been Canuckleheads. Keep your stick on the ice.